Welcome to the Post Show with me, Meghann Scully. It's my first Zoom of 2021 and first interview with Ógie. Chun stáú.
Come on, Meghann, agus the féin.
Anna, now you're a Scríbhneoir and a Moonsore, and I have to say, talk about being a busy man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, very busy through 2020 now with probably lockdown was one of my busiest times with different projects. Yeah.
Well, it's probably great, I suppose, when, I suppose initial lockdown, teachers didn't really know what was going on. And then, but you're lucky, I suppose, you have your writing to keep you going and to keep you busy.
That's right. Yeah. I started a series of podcasts during the first lockdown based on my two books, actually. Yeah. And then TG Cahir came on board then after that. And then there was another series of podcasts after that with First Gaeilge and things like that. So it was an extremely busy year outside of all the teaching stuff.
And of course, like with podcasting, and obviously you've set up from home as well. How did you find the whole transition of having to set up a studio basically from your own home house?
Well, I started off with Zoom, and I took it from there. There's a load of different programs. GarageBand was very good actually as well. I found, and I suppose we're lucky in the school that I'm teaching in Great Cúpla and Katfish that we do get a lot of technical training with Apple, and all the kids and the teachers has iPads, and there's plenty. Well, there was plenty when people are meeting face to face. There was plenty of training events over the years.
Now, before we get to Cúpla and Katfish, I do have to ask about your Irish. Where did your Irish originate from, or where did the love it, or was it reborn into an Irish household?
Well, I'm from Gaeltacht. I'm from Waterford, the Gaeltacht of an Rhine, in Ring. Yeah, that's right. In Waterford, there's some people might know Kilmartin and Ring, or some people might have actually went there for a summer. So my first language is actually Gaeilge. I didn't have any English till I went to school. So I suppose I was born into it, and the area at home in on Rhine as well. It's the smallest Gaeltacht in the country. But it's also quite rich in literature, writing, and singing in the arts. So we had compulsory singing, writing classes in school all the way up through, yes.
That's the one thing I love about the Gaeltacht areas, is that they're so steeped in culture. It's absolutely incredible. And I find even when I go back to Connemara or anything, you almost feel compelled to just get creative. I don't know, is it the air, is it the ocean, what, I don't know what it is. It's just this real kind of, I think this kind of creative spark I find really goes off.
That's pretty interesting, Meghann. Now, I never actually thought of it like that. Yeah, I suppose you're right. I suppose, yeah. They are creative spaces. I suppose maybe there's a lot of space there.
Yeah. No Wi-Fi as well. The Wi-Fi isn't great sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to mention
that's an interesting take on it. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, that's where all the great writers are usually originate from, the Gaeltacht. You did mention TG Cahir there now as well, so I do have to ask: are you following TG Cahir on Twitter?
I am, and I actually don't know what's going on with it, but it's very funny.
Oh, it's brilliant. I have to say, it's really been so good during lockdown. I have to say, I find now I go on Twitter and I'm going straight to TG Cahir's account to see what I've missed.
Yeah, it's very funny now, and I don't know who's taken over the Twitter handle, but fair play to them.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's given another revival to the Irish language as well, because now Irish is the most popular language being learned on Duolingo, which is incredible in Ireland, of course. And it's great to see. And I've even noticed a lot of my friends have asked me, they're like, how can I get back into the Gaeilge? And I was like, sure, look, start with Duolingo for now. And, hopefully when things lift, you can start going to classes. So, and it's really kind of given a new love for the language as well.
It is, yeah, and Duolingo is great. I know a few people as well actually I used to teach adult classes in UL. I haven't done for a while now, but a lot of those guys would have been using Duolingo as well. Maybe they would have started off with Duolingo and then maybe came into me in UL, and some of them would have done the opposite as well, maybe.
I think
So
it's great. I said
it's
I don't have someone to speak Irish to every day, so I actually go on Duolingo every now and then just to kind of have someone to converse with in some ways. Ógie, so the reason we are talking is tomorrow, 12 p.m. on Julie Kilmartin's social media pages, you will be doing a meet and greet, a virtual one, of course, about Cúpla and Katfish. Tell us about the two of those.
That's right. Well, Cúpla is my first, well, it's not my first book, I suppose, but it's my first creative book, my first novel, yeah. And it follows the story of twins, Cúpla, Sharon and Ayla, and they are doing the junior cert, and they are, one of them is, I suppose, your typical goody two shoes. And maybe like yourself would have been in school, Meghann, maybe. And the other one then is your typical tearaway teen, and it follows their story through the year of the junior cert until the exams and the Gaeilge, and there is a surprising ending to the story, we'll put it that way. So it's turned out to be very popular with the students in school. I'm not, I don't have the, oh, what's it called, that app? Oh, it's after escaping me now. The one with the dancing on it.
TikTok.
That Donald Trump wants to ban. TikTok, that's it. Apparently, the students in school are coming up to me every second week with a new TikTok that they've someone has put on regarding the characters in Cúpla, and I don't get TikTok. I'm on all the other social media platforms, but maybe I don't have time for TikTok. But they look pretty good anyways, and they look pretty funny. So they're doing that off their own bat. I thought first of all that it was the teachers that were trying to get them to create these kind of bits and pieces on it, but apparently it's the students themselves that are doing it in their own time. And then Katfish then is my collection of short stories. So there's 10 short stories on it, and there's 3 short stories out of that book on the recommended list of reading for the junior cert. So there's Katfish, which gives the name to the book. There's On Clihamore, and there is another one called The Tube, On Tube, sorry, yeah. So Katfish is it follows the story, I suppose, the day in the life of one teenager online, who's in a kind of an online, I suppose, chat forum, like, and then there's the On Clihamore then, which follows a day in the life of a 19-year-old hurler who's playing in an All-Ireland, not from Waterford, unfortunately.
From Galway?
Maybe. Well, the end of the story, he wins in All Ireland, so it's definitely not Waterford.
Oh, you said it yourself, not me.
Maybe in 50 years' time. And then On Tube then follows the journey on a tube of someone in the tube in London.
I love it. Do you know what? Straight off the bat, I'm like, I wish I had this sort of readings back in school, because they're modern. They're, that's why the students probably love them so much, because they can actually, I suppose, engage with them and they can relate to them. Whereas, when we were in school and you're like studying really old Irish and Peg Sayers and the Voscody and Ruddy Martin, and it's just like, you found it really hard to kind of get it. Whereas I suppose for these young people now, especially in the social media online era, it's so important. And as you said, like the Gaeilge, like everyone will get a spin in the Gaeilge, and everything you've mentioned there is just, it's brilliant. And like, I have to say now, I must actually pick them up, because I wouldn't mind reading them myself. But Ógie, as I said, that's 12 p.m. tomorrow, meet and greet on Julie Kilmartin's, and of course more details are available through Kilmartin's. What about your own social media? Where can we keep up to date with everything that you're doing?
Well, you can get me at Ógie_OC. Sorry, at Ógie_O_C on Twitter. That's my Twitter handle. And then Ógie Ryan, OGIERINN, on my Instagram. and hopefully I might get onto TikTok. Maybe it might be a 2021 project. Maybe I'll get the transition years in school to help me out.
Well, I'll tell you, Ógie, I have TikTok and I don't use it, and my friends just send me TikToks to look at, and that's about the much of it. I was like, I've too much social media going on. I haven't got time for TikTok myself. But look, it's been absolutely good ass kind slat, and look, we'll chat again soon about your next projects. I'm sure you've loads more coming up in the pipeline, and with the podcast, I was Choleróid mar sin le Cíde Ceathair freisin.
Agus gur míle buchas le Julie Kilmartins cuma as na háisina chur fáil, because without Julie Kilmartins, we wouldn't be really able to do this meet and greet. And a lot of schools actually have got in contact with me. They did get in contact with me in 2019, and I was due to do a tour of schools in April 2020, and of course then the lockdown happened. So I suppose this is the only way for the students to get to meet, for now, I suppose, is to get to meet the writers is online, and without Julie Kilmartins, I suppose I wouldn't be able to do it.
Absolutely incredible, Julie and all the team. Ógie, gur míle mágad for chatting to us on the Limerick Post Show.
Fáilte Meghann.